Hey, and welcome back. I have an exciting Factory Entertainment sponsored review for you today. For those of you who aren't familiar with Factory Entertainment, they do a wide swathe of products covering the whole fan base of everything from Star Trek, Jurassic Park, Back to the Future, Universal Monsters, James Bond. It goes on and on. They do a lot of things really, really well, but one of the things I think they do the best are their scaled replicas. We've done a couple video reviews on those if you guys want to check out other ones. But today I'm going to focus on two franchises, and one's going to be Back to the Future, who is seeing a Broadway revival in the form of a musical that was announced earlier this year. And then Jurassic Park, that is celebrating its 30th anniversary this year. So I just thought it was appropriate, considering these two are starting to hit shelves now, or will be hitting shelves soon, that we kind of focus on these two just because of they're seeing just sort of a anniversary or a revival this year. Just kind of seemed appropriate. So as always, I'm going to start out with Back to the Future, and as always, we always like to look at the boxes first. So checking out this one, you can see the artwork here of Mr. Fusion on the front. Haven't seen a lot of Mr. Fusion products over the years. Diamond Select Toys did one a couple years ago that it was a one-to-one replica. So this is a scaled replica. And it still has a lot of great detail on it. We're going to be checking it out in a moment. But there's not a whole lot to the boxes. What I do like about them, though, is they're this really solid cardboard. They're not a flimsy plastic or anything. So they kind of have this really nice presentation in general for the box. Same goes for the Hammond cane replica here. Now, this seems very similar. You can even see the 30th anniversary logo there on the box. And this looks very similar to the boxes we've seen for the Masters of the Universe swords or the Thundercats weapons. They kind of come in this elongated box, and I think it's appropriate when you have a very long piece like this, like Hammond's cane. And I think that's kind of neat, and it has the whole JP30 stamp on the back as well. So really leaning into that 30th anniversary this year. So that's just a quick look at the boxes, and now let's start with the Back to the Future. Mr. Fusion, the new power source after we scrapped the nuclear power source from the original, made an appearance at the very end of the first film and then predominant role in Back to the Future 2. He was there eating some garbage, I think bananas and stuff like that, or banana peels rather, and stuff like that was used to fuel the vehicle at the end. So these are just kind of sealed by this, this tape on each of the sides here. So a quick opening, make a quick look at that with the knife there. And then it just slides off. And now we have a little display, our plastic display here in the front. Product doesn't slide out, and if you want to display it on a shelf like this, you can do that as well. So these are usually just inserted in some kind of like felt or fabric inset here. And it's got some weight to it. This is a solid metal replica, so it has a little bit of weight to it, which is pretty great. Let's give you a close-up of this guy. So you can see capturing a lot of the details of the film there. The Mr. Fusion, the home energy reactor, has all that ribbing around the sides there, has the color scheme, nice paint applications on there going around, and they have all the divots and all the details there. You can see the bolts in the back, and pretty much all the detailing you would expect on this guy. Now it doesn't, I don't think it opens. I don't see a way to open it here. The full scale one from Diamond Select did open, I believe, but this doesn't have a pivoting hinge. So it's just a display piece basically on the back, on the bottom you have the Universal Studios stamp there. Yeah, I mean, if you're a Back to the Future fan, I think this covers, it's got a lot of weight to it, so you get a nice premium feel as well. It's all metal. No plastic used here, so it's a nice little piece for any Back to the Future fan or for any Universal movies fan. This is kind of an iconic film in their portfolio, the series rather, not just the film. So it's nice seeing this. You don't see a whole lot of replicas like this, especially in a smaller scale. You're looking at the fuller scales, and those are going to be like 250 plus, particularly if you're looking for a flux capacitor or something like that. I'm not sure if they made a flux capacitor in the past. I'd have to go look at that, but I don't think they currently have one. I could be wrong. I'll have a link to Factory Entertainment so you guys can see all the current products they offer. They have some great hoverboards that double as bottle openers, so that's pretty cool too. So they make a whole bunch of products from the films you guys can check out. But that is the Mr. Fusion here, and he retails, I think, around $50. We'll have a link for him coming up on Entertainment Earth, and you could use our code if you want as well for 10% off when it's in stock. Or you can get them right now off Factory Entertainment's website, and they should be able to ship it to you in like a week. So depends on if you're willing to wait or not. I think it's a great piece. If you're a Back to the Future fan, you're going to like it. You won't be disappointed. Like I said, it's got a little weight to it, probably coming in maybe around a pound. But it's solid metal, and it's a really good quality piece. So I think it's worth the price point at that. It's not going to be plastic replica or anything like that. So it's a licensed solid metal replica, and I think that's pretty great. So why don't we shift over and check out John Hammond's cane from Jurassic Park. Like I was saying, the layout on this is very similar to a lot of the other weapons we've seen in these very long vertical boxes where they have the swords or the nunchaku or whatever weapons laid out. So very similar design to it. It's very similar seal like the other one, which is some tape on the side here. And then we pop it open and we have the nice little display window where it's kind of embedded in this custom fitting felt. So we'll just slide that out really quick. And there's a display stand in this one. So this one is just going to have some tape sealing it on the side here. So we'll be able to maneuver that out pretty easy. And we have our cane. I'll give you a close-up of this one on the display stand. So the base itself, it feels, or the shaft here feels metallic in nature. So this is solid metal all the way up the top. This isn't wood. And then of course we have the amber at the top here with the mosquito. Now the mosquito is not inside the piece of amber, it's painted on the outside, so it's a little disappointing to not see like a little mosquito on the inside. That would have been fun in taking this just over the top, but this is a scaled replica. This is not going to be at the same level of detail as a full size. I don't think I've seen a full size replica of this guy yet, but it's still pretty great considering they have the it's all solid metal, and then they have that amber piece at the top. So as far as the base goes, we have it here in the box, and the base is a little bit tricky to get out because it's taped in there. So I don't want to tear too much of the paper as I try getting this out. And I am tearing the box apart as I'm trying to dig this out here. And this looks like it's going to function very similar to the Thundercats bases that I saw in the past. So we'll just slide this out here. Yep, just a couple pieces of plastic in the stand here. But this one has a Jurassic Park logo on it, as opposed to the other one, and then the Amblin and Universal on the back with the factory at. So it's kind of like a plastic glossy base. I like that. It's got a nice high sheen to it. It doesn't seem to be any differentiation here. Oh, there's a larger side and then a smaller side to the base here. So I guess it depends. And this is very similar to what we saw for the other stands as well. So something like this, essentially, and that would be how your cane is going to be displayed. So it's a nice little display base. Themed to Jurassic Park. I think it fits very nicely instead of just having a generic one. So it's nice to get that little base included there, and then you have a little leeway with how you want to display it. But that is John Hammond's cane. It's a nice little replica. It's kind of iconic in the film. We don't see, there's not a whole lot of other props that you get replicas for because it was more about the dinosaurs. I think another great prop they do, and we've showed you guys this before, is the Velociraptor claw fossil bottle opener. So not only is it a functional metal bottle opener, you can use it as a great prop if you're dressing up as Grant at a Halloween party. I've done that before. It's perfect. So you can check that out. We'll have a link to Factory Entertainment so you guys can check out the other Jurassic Park products they do and their other great items in the line and everything else they sell. This guy retails for around $40. You should be able to pick them up now directly from Factory Entertainment, or I have a link for you at Entertainment Earth. And of course you could use our code there for 10% off. I think it's pretty great considering it's all metal. So they do this a lot with their scale props. Everything's metal, which gives a lot of premium feel to it, and at a smaller price point, that's really great. It has, like I was saying here, it looks wooden even though it's all metal because it has that great detailing where you can see some splits in the wood there. I believe it was a bamboo shaft maybe in the movie, so it kind of gives off that bamboo feeling with the little ridges here and then the dark contrast colors on there. So I think it really works. The only thing I wish they had was a little insect embedded in the amber top, but everything else looks pretty good on there, and I think it's, you know, it's worthy of its price point considering it's all metal and it has this nice little display box and display stand. So up to you. If you're a Jurassic Park fan like me, I think it goes great. It complements other items that they make. I showed you guys the plate before. I thought that plate was absolutely amazing. Like I said, there's not a lot of things to do replicas of. I think the plate set was just spot on for that reason. So that is all for the scale replicas I had to show you guys today. Just these two, the John Hammond and then the Mr. Fusion. So check them out. Check out more from Factory Entertainment on the link in the article. Tune back for more. We're gonna have a lot more to show you guys in the next month or so. New products from a lot of different producers. So like, subscribe, and follow. And we'll see you guys next time.